The following is a presentation from PokerStars.com. Last night on the big game, loose cannon Andre Capella was staked $100,000 to sit with some of the best in the biz.
That's how I play this game.
But a series of biting barbs between young guns.
What are you hiding under there? Are you going bald?
And the old guard took center stage.
Game's a little different in person.
Phil Hellmuth's stack took a hit, and he took offense.
Today I'm going to get him.
Then Phil set into motion his plan for revenge.
Wow, I had you really dead here.
See how it plays out next.
PokerStars.com Big Game.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, where we played the big game. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, and tonight we have nearly $750,000 on the table as some of the world's best face off for bragging rights and big bucks in our state-of-the-art poker room.
Phil Hellmuth Jr. has been mixing it up with everyone. He's only down $7K, so he's still in good spirits.
Eugene Cachalot was born in the Ukraine, raised in New York, and he is getting it done, up nearly $40,000.
Friedman, the rapper from Malibu, has been spitting some game. He's up almost $13,000.
It looks like Danny Stern. It's actually Donnie Stern, and if it looks like he's taken the worst of it, he has. He's stuck $42,000.
And we have our loose cannon, Andre Capella, an amateur, has been staked $100,000. He's from Tennessee, been playing poker for 38 years. Used to be a race car driver. He's currently down almost $11,000.
The empty spot at the table belongs to Daniel Negreanu. He had a solid first day, up a little over $7,000. Right now, he's with Amanda Leatherman.
Daniel, this has been a good week so far. You guys are having fun.
Yeah, Phil Hellmuth is in a jovial mood. He's not stuck yet, so we'll see what happens if he loses a few pots.
Yeah, you guys haven't even fought yet.
No, we'll fight. I mean, it's early in the week. It'll happen. It's inevitable.
All right, good luck.
Here are the loose cannon rules. Each one's been staked $100,000 and keeps all profits above the initial $100K. At season's end, the loose cannon who's won the most money earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
Right now, Nadia Magnus is our leading loose cannon. She walked away from the big game up over $60,000. That's who Andre is trying to run down in this race.
This is hand 30 out of the 150 we will play this week.
So it's a new day, boys.
New dawn, a new day, a new life, and I'm feeling good.
Happy to hear that, Joe. Phil sits out the first hand of the night. 6-5 offsuit for Andre Capella.
If Andre's thinking of playing this hand, he must be bored.
He limps.
Here we go. Let's get him, Andre.
I'd love to.
That's a pretty loose limp from the loose cannon.
For Friedman. Jack 7 offsuit.
Is anyone else noticing how nonchalant Prahlod's trying to be about playing a pot with a loose cannon?
He limps in. Eugene calls. Daniel in the big blind. Raises to 2,600.
That's how I start every day. Every day I wake up in the morning, people limp in, and I just go, raise.
The cannon calls.
Very loose call.
Friedman and Eugene are out.
What do you know? It's kind of that was kind of my plan, to be honest with you. Get rid of them, and me and you go mano y mano to a flop.
I should have known.
May the best man win. Or whatever, luckiest man.
Yeah, how about that?
The flop, deuce 4 deuce.
Okay, I don't think you have one of those little ones, because you wouldn't have played those. But you know I play all kinds. So
You're a professional, so
I'm
you
gonna have to
probably,
bet.
you probably knew what the flop was coming.
I don't even need to bet that much. I just need to bet 2,800, that's all. I don't need to even bet more than that. I was thinking 32, it doesn't matter. 28's plenty, right? I thought for sure he's folding on this flop.
Daniel's got the best hand, but Andre has flopped a gut shot.
And makes the call.
Really?
Nice
What are you
read.
going for?
Nice read.
What are you trying to make? You don't have a deuce. Everyone knows that.
The race car driver is chasing.
True.
8 of diamonds.
Uh-oh. There you go.
No habla inglés.
Habla inglés. Okay, this time we're just going to put, this is enough, 4,000. 4,000. Right. If you don't have a pair, you're going to fold now. If you have a pair, you're going to call me or raise me or do your stuff.
Andre's now got a double gutter. If he called the flop, he should call again now.
Oh, no. Oh, this is not working out well, Andre.
There's the
I was
call.
expecting you to fold ages ago. This is going miserably bad.
The river, the queen of diamonds.
Oh, gosh.
Andre missed.
All right, I guess I have to try to bluff it one more time. What do you think, Andre? Because if I don't bet, I can't win. So I got to bet $5,500.
I wish I could call.
You can't call? Okay.
Too bad, too.
Yeah, you were drawn to a straight or something?
Or something.
Phew! You scared me there, Andre. You really did. I thought I was going to get caught.
Andre's got some gamble in him, but he might want to pick some spots to draw where he's got a little more equity.
Wow.
Decent pot to start the night for Daniel as we refresh your memory on the rules of the big game. Each table lasts exactly 150 hands. The action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. Blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. Every player begins with at least 100 grand and can reload up to $500,000.
The loose cannon lived up to his name on that last hand, though he may want to add a little aggression to his gamble.
Capella looking at Jack 9. No gamble here. Donnie Stern coming off a tough first evening. Queen Jack suited. Raises to 1,200. Suited connectors for Prahlad Friedman.
Suited connectors in position are the kinds of hands that can be very profitable.
He calls. Eugene sits. Same with Daniel. Phil calls.
Phil's going to defend his big blind.
3 to the flop. 5 king ace.
Had
2
straight draw
hearts.
and all that, so I was like,
Phil
yeah,
checks
that.
second pair.
Which is also the best hand.
But a monster draw for Stern.
That's right, Donnie's got a draw to a royal flush.
And bets 3,000. That gets Friedman out of the way. Phil calls.
By betting, Donnie maybe gets Phil a fold, and if not, he builds himself a nice pot if his draws come in.
Queen of clubs on the turn. Hellmuth checks.
Not a very good card for Donnie. Sure, the queen improves his hand, but not enough to catch Phil. And now if he hits any of his draws, the board is that much scarier for Phil to fall out of love with second pair.
Stern does check. The river, the ace of diamonds.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good card for Phil. It doesn't change anything about whether he's ahead or behind.
Phil makes it 4,000 to go.
This is sort of a blocker bet, an attempt to not be put to a decision by a big value bet from Donnie if he had just checked.
Donnie folds, and Phil picks up a pot worth more than 14 grand.
It's pretty frustrating to have a huge draw and then have it come banana, banana.
Hearts? I can't comment on the status of my hand. I do have some hearts.
Should have showed it if it was hearts. You should have showed.
What is
No one
this?
ever questioned my heart or my guts.
What is that now?
This is the Buddha that I broke out. I found it in Chinatown. Like,
This is your new signature item?
you know, people give you stuff like, don't people give you stuff that like they say is lucky for you, and then my whole life, and usually I don't accept it. And this time I'm like, you know, I'm gonna take this.
Your whole life, people give you things that they say is lucky.
Yeah, like when you're in a tournament, people come up, the hand just, you don't know, you haven't been around long, but Daniel knows what I'm talking about.
We old school, man. Yeah. Old
You're
guard.
old school, so you believe in things like that. Buddha was a big advocate of gambling.
I think you're missing the point, though. I'm just saying that people hand you.
No, I understand what you mean.
Just to review, we had a raise, a call, and a re-raise, and now ace-queen for the cannon.
Phil's 3-bet squeezing pretty light here.
Testing out the Buddha.
I heard Buddha really like to throw down a sawbuck on the hard 8.
Katchalov folds.
You know what, Phil? It might be worth trying to flop a set on you. If I have a pair here.
I figured you'd call. I figured
If
he'd
I have a
call.
set, if I have a pair, I flop a set, and I can get it all, right? Because you have a big pair or something like that. This could be awesome for me. If you have a little pair in this spot, good to call. That's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, come on, set. Put a 4 out there, one time, what? 4, root for a 4, Amanda. That's what we need to get Phil Hellmuth steaming.
No 4, but there are 3 diamonds.
No, not gonna do it.
Phil's behind, but he's got the best draw with the only diamond.
Hellmuth checks.
See if I have a diamond.
Andre would have flopped top pair.
I'm gonna just check.
Daniel checks. The turn, the ace of hearts.
Bink!
Phil with top pair.
Now he's way ahead. Daniel's only got 1 out.
Yuck.
Phil makes it 8,000. Daniel folds, and Phil wins in a laugher.
I was calling you on the flop, don't worry.
Yeah, you have the diamond?
Yeah.
Nice pot for Phil. He's playing aggressively at this table. He's 3-betting a ton, 13% of the time, and winning 28% of the hands. Table highs in both categories. The aggression here worked out, and he's back in the black.
The big game is just heating up. More from Las Vegas coming your way after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas and the big game, where this week's table includes several young guns, including Eugene Cachalot.
Eugene's a pretty interesting guy. He was born in the Ukraine and raised in Brooklyn. He's got a business degree from NYU, $4.4 million in live tournament winnings, and so far this week he's up nearly $34K. Interesting fact, the Ukraine borders Romania, which is where Daniel's family's from.
And tonight, Daniel borders Eugene, and he's looking at kings. Raises.
Yeah, queen high.
Queen high?
This time, Phil has queen high and calls. Action folds around to Friedman, queen 6 suited. He's out. Eugene, ace-9 offsuit.
Eugene's in the big blind, so he is in at a discount. Daniel's been running really hot this session. You can't have it every time.
And he's going to play.
Negreanu had aces and kings in the first 3 hands last night. Might be tough for Eugene to keep giving him credit for so many monsters.
5 deuce ace. Katchalov hits top pair.
Eugene has just run down 2 kings.
And checks. Daniel checks.
Phil's got by far the worst of it. Looks like he's the only one considering a bet.
He's got 1,200 in his hand right now. That's what he makes it to go.
Eugene might be worried about a bigger ace, but if you're calling with ace-9 and an ace hits, you can't really just fold to one bet, especially one this small.
He's listening, Joe. He calls.
Let's see if Daniel listens. He can't like the ace, but he might not be ready to fold his kings yet.
You too, Daniel?
Yeah.
My God.
You didn't expect 2 calls, right?
No,
Just one.
I was expecting 1 call.
No, no.
The turn. The 8 of hearts.
This is about as big a blank as can hit.
Eugene checks. Daniel checks.
Okay.
Phil checks.
I checked.
No one improved or picked up additional draws.
King on the river, giving Daniel a set.
Daniel overcalled way behind on the flop, though it did get him a free card, and it paid off for him big time here on the river.
Katchalov leads out, 4,200.
It's going to be tough for Eugene to know that card hurt him. Eugene's just made a value bet. As soon as Eugene bets here, Daniel's pretty sure Eugene's got an ace. Daniel's trying to figure out how good his ace is and how big of a raise he'll call.
Daniel raises to 14-2.
I think Phil's Hollywooding a bit here since he bet out on the flop. Got nothing but queen high.
And there's the fold.
This is a good raise from Daniel. There aren't a lot of hands Daniel would play this way that aren't bluffs, so in Eugene's mind, he may decide Daniel's bluffing more often in this spot than he has it. Daniel opened under the gun, overcalled the flop. Now he's raising the river. Those all indicate strength.
And Eugene folds. Daniel picks up a nice meaty pot.
No, I had at least that.
King 8 of spades?
No, no.
I don't think he'd raise it on the river.
King 8 of spades? No, you're right, I wouldn't. You had blocker.
Now Daniel's up over 25 grand.
I think, you didn't have anything.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't have an ace.
We made it have an ace.
You have an ace? You didn't have an ace. Oh my.
Phil's
You're on
not giving up
national television,
any
Phil.
information about that hand,
didn't have
but
an
he
ace,
did
right?
tell us how excited he is to be playing the loose cannon sitting just across the table from him.
It's actually a really fun show. It's a fun concept because whoever the loose cannon is, I think their best strategy is to play very patiently and then late to start to gamble a lot more. To most people that are watching the show, if they win $60,000, $70,000, that's a lot of money. If you can get to $60,000 or $70,000 or $100,000 win, it might make sense for some of these guys just to actually walk away because it's only going to cost them $300 a hand to walk away. They walk away from 40 hands, they only lose $12,000 back.
Only Phil Hellmuth would suggest sitting out. Tips from the knit, they should call that segment. Right now, Andre's in the red, but he's got some chips to play with still. And he can't walk away just yet. If he's not up over 100 dimes by the end of 150 hands, he gets a big fat bagel.
Oh, wow, that would have been pretty.
Action begins with Phil, Jack 8.
All right, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
I didn't catch that, Joe. What did he raise it to?
I think it was 12.
12, 12, 12, 12. Oh, jacks for the cannon.
I'm a big fan of 2 jacks in the hole.
Re-raises to 4,000.
Andre's picked a good spot to re-raise. He's got Phil drawing very thin.
Stern folds.
4,000.
Friedman's out. Katchalov. Pocket tens.
Even if you think Andre's got a better hand, Eugene's still got pretty good implied odds to try to flop a set.
Wow, he lays it down.
Quite a read from Eugene.
Phil calls.
Can't believe I just folded my hand.
While Phil Hellmuth can't believe Pops just re-popped him.
5, queen, 9.
I want my hand back, too.
Phil checks.
He's whiffed, but he's got a gut shot.
4.
Andre makes it 4,000. Phil quickly calls.
And Eugene did fold half of Phil's outs to the straight.
Go, Andre. Go, Andre.
8 of clubs on the turn.
Phil's now got a pair to go with his gut shot.
He checks.
It's a good card for Andre because it's going to keep Phil in the hand, drawing very thin.
Andre bets 5,000. Phil calls.
Phil doesn't seem to be deterred by the fact that Andre's not deterred.
The river. Trip 8s for Hellmuth.
Runner, runner, suck out.
25,000.
Phil bets 25 grand.
Phil's made a nearly pot-sized bet here to make it look like he's trying to buy it. In a spot like this, a hand that'll call 15K will also call 25 most of the time, so he figures he might as well go for the gusto.
And keep in mind, if Andre Capella makes this call, it is for more than a third of his remaining chip stack.
I'll call.
3/8.
3/8.
Phil Hellmuth wins the biggest pot of the week.
Jack. Against Jack 8, Phil Hellmuth.
Lucky guy, lucky
Getting
guy.
in there with the worst of it. But
Andre's taking that runner, runner loss pretty well.
Lucky guy.
If the tables were turned, we'd be hearing a lot of bleeps right now.
bad beat there.
Phil's trip 8s has tripped up the loose cannon. Can Andre get up off the mat? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the big game. Quick reminder that stats for every hand of the big game, as well as bonus footage and uncensored clips deemed too hot for TV, can be found on the website.
Nothing on the flop and 2 runners.
Play with the pros, give speeches like the pros.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're a professional.
Well, if you would have bet a little more, if you would have bet a little bit more, I would have folded on the flop. Yeah.
Well, you know, a second pair is really worth it. Much more than what I bet.
And the turn, it was an easy call, only 5,000.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky though.
Phil might be a bad loser, but he's a pretty good winner.
Eugene on the button. Raises with king high. Daniel folds.
Eugene thinks king high is good enough to raise on the button.
Well, he's dominating Phil,
That's right, Phil's a 3-to-1 dog.
but he makes the call.
Pretty loose defend of Phil's big blind.
Yeah, check.
Phil checks in the dark. 8, king 5, Katchalov top pair.
Eugene's got top pair and Phil's drawing almost dead.
Eugene checks. Another king on the turn.
And now he is drawing dead.
$900. Are you allowed to laugh when you bet?
Phil's made a really small bet here. Even he doesn't take it seriously.
It was a giggly 900.
Yeah, but Eugene's all business, trying to figure out how to get the most amount of money out of Hellmuth.
Yeah, I guess in other countries, laughing's big. Everyone goes to like a certain place, they meet.
Katchalov
and they
raises to 4,000.
That's the way it's going to be, huh?
It's like a thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah, like you go in there.
Phil folds.
Everyone starts laughing.
Kachalov picks up a pot of nearly 9 grand.
That's the way it's going to be, Eugene. Alrighty.
Phil might think he got bluffed, but Eugene saved him from firing off any more money.
But despite that loss, Phil still has his fill of good news. He's actually won the most dough so far. Remember, they're going to play 150 hands this week. Our loose cannon has got to get it going. If Andre doesn't turn a profit, he's going to walk away empty-handed.
We're only done with 40 hands. He's already stuck over 60K. I'd say he's in pretty dire straits already.
You know, if you were the big winner in this game, that's going to make headlines. USA Today, front page.
Oh, my God.
That's going to be Phil Hellmuth. Beats online punks.
Except probably not, since most of America will be reading it online.
I'm going to straddle one time, see what happens.
You're going to straddle. You like big pots, right?
Yeah, let's gamble.
That's how you like to play.
Live straddle.
A live straddle is a blind raise that affords the straddler last action pre-flop.
So that means action will begin with Phil Hellmuth, the headline maker. Looking at Jack Trey, folding. Ace-10 offsuit for the loose cannon. Calls.
Phil, my friend, come on over.
Donnie's raised to 3,000.
Thanks, Phil.
Donnie's attempting to isolate Andre.
Action folds to the cannon. Who calls?
Hey,
What's up, girl?
you know, I think I'm zapping good energy your way because you're up.
I'm doing well. I mean, I got lucky there and hit a hand. I hit 3/8, and I've been working really hard on my game. I played like, you know, a ton this year in 2010.
Right.
I'm back as a professional poker player.
Andre checks the best hand.
Phil's got the reset.
Donnie fires 4,000
Donnie's got the worst of it, but he's got position and aggression on his side.
and a win.
They're dealing you in. Get out there.
All right, girl.
Donnie Stern finally takes one down, but Joe, he is still in the red.
Donnie's been getting pretty unlucky so far. Despite playing 27% of hands and raising 22% pre-flop, he's only winning 7% of the pots. This is a pretty classic case of running bad. Let's see if he can parlay this last pot into a bit of a heater.
Speaking of somebody needing to make a run, action begins on 76-year-old Andre Capella, the loose cannon,
He's got less than half a tank left in his race car, Chris.
Dream playing
and
environment.
he folds. Suited one gapper for Donnie Stern.
What's the wallpaper on your computer? Is it a picture of your face?
God, how old are you? 23? You're pretty smart. The wallpaper on my computer is actually, yeah, it's my beer can.
Your what?
My beer can.
He's actually got a picture of his face on his wall.
Yeah, he actually does.
I do. I mean, it's
You
a
were
beer
joking.
can.
You were joking, but it's true.
No, but I mean, if you get lucky and have make 12 million beer cans with your face on name on it, then you can use it as wallpaper too.
Yeah, but how many of them were actually bought?
12 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I made you shotgun a beer once.
She did.
I did.
4 to the flop,
That's
which is
right.
Trey
We were doing
6-9.
Yeah, we were doing shots with my beer. Yeah.
With my beer.
I call it my beer.
Goes check over to Stern.
Donnie's got nothing but a gut shot, but he did have the pre-flop lead. Bets 4,400.
My beer can.
No 6-pack for Katchalov, just top 2 pair. Calls. Daniel and Phil fold.
Donnie's bet into 3 players is a strong move, but he's not going to get Eugene to lay down top 2.
4 of hearts on the turn, doesn't help Stern.
The 23-year-old kid called what was on my laptop.
Joking.
He assumed I was an egomaniac.
Well, not assume, just knew.
He assumed I was an egomaniac and said, you have your own picture on your laptop, on your screen.
Not a lot of people do that.
Donnie looks like he's going to continue to rep a big hand.
Fires 13.5 grand.
Eugene's trying to figure out if there's any way he can be beat. The way it went down, Donnie is repping an overpair, so he can't just call and let a bad card hit on the river for free. Since Donnie's repping an overpair, Eugene might think he'd be willing to call a pretty big raise
You
here.
must have like a forest or mountains or something like that, Prowlett. Yeah?
Cloud formations.
Cloud.
Katchalov raises to 70 grand, and that gets a fold.
Eugene's having a great session so far. He's up over 50 grand. On the flip side, it's been a frustrating session so far for Donnie Stern. He's losing over 60,000.
Donnie's not winning any pots.
No, I'm not.
See if Donnie can turn it around. That's when we come back to Las Vegas for more of the big game. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I am Chris Rose. And while we were away, Donnie Stern dug into his pocket and added 58 grand to his stack. Action begins on Phil Hellmuth.
Wow, I think the strongest move of the day here is to limp or to make it 8.
Why would
The
either
strongest
of those
move
be
of
the
the
strongest
day.
move of the day?
That would be like so strong to just.
So strong just to limp
I
here.
might just fold kings here for half a bet.
You should.
The cannon calls.
So this is so strong to limp, so strong with this, and then, you know, wow, genius.
This was a genius limp.
Are you impressed so far, Amanda, with this hand? He decided to limp. Ooh, I'm probably just gonna raise for fun, just because I'm annoyed.
I hope you do.
You hope I do?
I hope you do.
You hope I do?
Yeah.
Okay, check.
Ha ha ha, they're all making fun of Phil, but somehow he managed to see a multi-way flop with a suited ace and only paid the minimum.
4 deuce 5.
And he completely bricked the flop.
Eugene checks. Daniel with middle pair. Fires 1600.
Gosh dang it all. It may have backfired.
Phil folds.
It may have backfired, that play.
Andre's got bottom pair.
I call.
The cannon calls.
There's always a bright side, right?
Friedman's out. So's Eugene.
Good luck, my man. You deserve some luck. You haven't had any yet.
I
Huh?
haven't had any.
Maybe your card's coming. Maybe that 3's coming. You'll make that straight, huh? That'll be good for you.
The turn, the 9 of diamonds.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bet again. All right? Nothing crazy, because there's no reason to get crazy just yet. So we'll just do 2,500.
The 9 missed Andre, and it didn't give him any more outs.
You needed the 3, right?
No.
No? I don't know.
That limp didn't work out.
The greatest play ever. Watch this. First position, min raise or limp. I'm going to limp. Whoa! Wow.
I lost the minimum.
Wow.
I would have
That hand
put
will be
a
talked
lot of
about.
money in with this hand, and instead I lost 400.
Then it'll be talked
I
about.
was ready to put
Gee,
a lot
let
of money
me
in
let me
there.
guess what
You
you
probably would have won the pot if you would have raised, because I had a hand I wouldn't have called a raise with.
Maybe, maybe not.
Andre, king 10 under the gun. And the best move is to limp.
Andre's hand selection's decent, but I'd love to see him start raising a little more pre-flop.
Prahlad Friedman calls. Eugene Cachalot pocket jacks.
Eugene's probably going to want to isolate a bit with a big pocket pair. Especially in position.
Wow.
Raises.
Most aggressive player at the table by far. Where's the ROI ratings?
The ROI? he goes, he's the most aggressive player by far. What's his ROI?
I mean, that's not even like a poker term, ROI.
That's
You
a
should-
real term. Like,
yeah, you should know that is.
You know what that means, right? ROI?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Come
Return on investment.
There you go. So what the hell was that question then?
I mean, it was clearly a
you showed your-
misspeak. It was a misspeak.
You showed your internet poker ignorance there with that statement.
Andre and Prahlad invest as well.
VPI. What is my VPI?
I'd like to see his VPI.
But my VPI.
What we got up there?
It's not tiny. I don't know what
You have to quit there.
Just stop for.
What's that?
Just stop for.
Please.
Everyone at the table, everyone watching.
I liked it. Andre outflops jacks.
And fires 4,000. Friedman folds.
No, that's not gonna work.
You should.
You odd to VIP. You can wear a hat in a club. Jay-Z can't wear no hat in a club.
Eugene folds.
Hellmuth can wear a hat
Andre
in a
picks up a
club.
win.
There you go.
Don't care what you say about me. These guys want to see the table VPIP. There it is. Eugene Cachalot is playing the most pots, over half the hands that are being dealt. Meanwhile, Phil Hellmuth over there, he's playing over 40% of his hands. And both Eugene and Phil are also numbers 1 and 2 respectively on the profit board.
Action begins with Donnie Stern, who's stuck over 65
There was no
grand.
luck I'd win every
He
one.
folds.
Every one, right? Who said that?
he's been making a living for years going run around.
Prahlad's out. So's Eugene.
Like a little dainty 15.
Daniel raises.
Extra points from the Russian judge for not splashing the pot.
6,000.
Phil over the top. Queen, queen for the loose cannon.
55.
Hellmuth was making a move in the small blind, hoping Daniel was raising with a wider range than usual. Wasn't counting on Andre waking up with a legit hand.
No, what do I have? Okay, there's 2, 3, 4. I'll just take those those little chips.
Capella calls.
Get him. Go get him, Andre. Yeah. I'll just duck out.
Wait a minute.
Good luck, Andre.
You're going to suck out on me again.
That was the best line.
Queen in the window. Capella flops a set.
You suck out yet?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I'm gonna have to bet this 3,900.
Wow.
Maybe you'll call me with ace king. This time I'm betting, I'm not calling.
Uh-oh, looks like someone's finally going to punch Phil.
Make sure. I'm all in.
He's all in.
Stand up. Check it out. Stick it in.
All right, you got it.
There you go.
Nice hand.
Show the bluff.
Nice hand, sir.
I'd
Nice
have
hand.
one.
At least, yeah.
I had
You
it.
didn't have it. He had it.
Well, he had it.
He had the real it.
He had it.
Andre may have missed some value raising that much, but he took it down without letting a scare card hit the turn.
Back-to-back pots for our online qualifier. See if that gets him going when we come back. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, and we are watching Eugene Cachalot put on a clinic so far. In the meantime, our loose cannon, Andre Capella, even though he's won back-to-back pots, is still struggling.
If Andre finishes above 100,000, he will have the option to either take the profits home with him, or he can come back one more time to try to increase his stack.
Ace-10 for Prahlad Friedman.
I button every time, so I got to start popping.
I can't wait. Let's do it every time.
Under the gun, raising to 1,200. 8-5 suited for Eugene Cachalot.
Yeah.
This would be a pretty loose call, but we just mentioned earlier that Eugene is our most active player.
He does call. Suited connectors for Daniel. He's in.
Wow, I wasn't going to play. One of those hands.
Phil's in. The cannon's out. So's Donnie.
In Eugene's case, with active players like Daniel and Phil to act behind, you can sort of preemptively give yourself better odds by starting a calling trend.
The flop. Queen, king, queen.
Everybody's missed. Prahlad's got the best hand with ace high, and he's got a gut shot.
Stern getting a stretch while the action's on Friedman, who checks. Katchalov checks. Negreanu checks. And Hellmuth checks.
Hellmuth does have a gut shot.
5 of diamonds on the turn.
Prahlad's no longer ahead, but he's picked up the nut flush draw to go with his gut shot. And as you can see, he's the statistical favorite to win the hand.
Friedman fires 3,000. Katchalov folds. So does Daniel and Phil.
Prahlad semi-bluffs and forces out 2 better hands.
And won a pot of 9 grand. Well, even though Friedman may be best known for his work at the computer, he's not scared of human poker interaction.
I don't really get intimidated by any poker player because I have a lot of experience. I've seen so many flops and turns and rivers. I've made so many decisions over the years that I'm real confident in my decision-making ability, my hand-reading skills, and the way that I adapt to other players, that I'm not really fearful of anyone. There's certainly players that I respect a lot, and the players today that I'm playing with are all tough players. They're good players. So, you know, I'm mindful of someone being a good player, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anyone.
Prahlad's a vegan from Malibu who performs apolitical raps. Clearly, he's not afraid of anyone or anything.
Well, now it's Eugene Cachalot. Under the gun, ace-jack. A raise to 1,500.
55. Speed limit, baby.
Phil re-raises.
Phil's just re-popped with a very weak ace.
It's not my usual guy I get to re-raise.
Now back over to Friedman. 10-9 offsuit. He folds.
Hellmuth is re-raised with a risky hand that gives bad reverse implied odds. When you get called, it's usually by a hand that has you dominated. Eugene has him dominated now.
But Eugene folds, and Phil will scoop that up. Thank you very much.
Another 3-bet from Phil, and he takes down the pot with a weaker ace. Phil is really expanding his starting range while staying aggressive and consistent. If we look here, we can see that he's ranked #1 for 3-bet percentage, #1 for flop scene, and he's second in aggression factor. This has confused his opponents through the first 52 hands. Hellmuth's unusually aggressive approach has earned him a profit of nearly 35K so far.
Who says Phil Hellmuth's a nit anyway?
Not sure why you chose 55.
Isn't that the max?
Really? You want to raise the max?
Yeah.
How come you do that? Why do you do that?
I want to charge him.
Okay.
Casey has 4s, and he's going to try to hit a set.
Yeah, you think that's the right amount? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, it depends on my hand, right?
Yeah. So when you have a good hand, you raise the max. When you're bluffing, you just raise a little less. Okay, cool, sweet. Just trying to figure out.
I'm a very complex person.
I'm gonna bet 1,200 bucks.
1,200.
I'm going to make it 2,800 bucks.
Oh, look at this now.
And just after your speech telling me how you only re-raised 3
Well,
times
here's the
in
funny
last
thing
3
about
days.
this hand. You said if I re-raise minimum, that I'm weak, right?
No, yeah, I said that's very possible that that's the case. What do I owe, 16?
Feels great on the whole time he plays. He just tells you his strategy.
He's not lying either.
I know.
Might be time for you to re-raise me with like the ace-6, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking,
I
right?
know.
Ace-6 offsuit, because I like that hand. That's one of my favorites. Ace-6 off, right under the gun.
Well.
I'm just gonna go like this.
Re-raise to
Call.
7,800.
Yes!
Phil calls.
He's insta-called me.
Well,
78.
I feel like maybe we need to play a pot. I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta play a pot. Me and Hellmuth. Hellmuth has position. Wait, I want a dark bet. No, I don't. Never mind. I want to see a flop first, because I might check. Never mind. Go ahead. I was considering it, but I want to look first.
This has been aggro versus aggro so far.
Oh, boy. Yeah, good thing I looked at the flop first, because I definitely want to check this one. For sure. You can't ever bet in this spot. 100%. I'll show you. Automatic check.
I feel like maybe I should be checking here as well.
Yeah, smart move.
Thank you.
Both players check their respective pairs.
Okay, now it's my turn to bet, I think 8,500. That's about the right price.
85?
Yep.
Wowie.
Daniel's picked up a gut shot to go with his pair. Phil's got top pair as well as the only heart.
What would you do with ace king of hearts if you had it here? If you were me, I'm saying. Does that 85 sound good?
What would you do if you had ace king of hearts? I guess I'd probably raise it a little.
Phil with the min raise.
Can he make it 17? Is that the min raise? It's a min raise, right? Okay, I thought it was not enough. 17, yeah?
Daniel calls.
Daniel just doesn't want to give Phil any credit for having a hand here.
You got any deuces in the deck?
Nope, but there's a king of diamonds.
Phil's hand just improved. He's got top 2 pair.
Daniel checks.
Phil's likely to attempt a value bet in this spot.
Daniel insta-folds.
You win, sir.
All right.
Good flop for you.
Thank you. I thought so.
You got lucky.
I was a little worried you had ace 10. I was a little worried you had ace 10. You would have made it.
No, I just had aces.
Aces?
Yeah.
Well, they were good.
Oops, I guess I folded bad.
Phil picks up another decent pot, and the 11-time bracelet winner continues to be all smiles. Back after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, home of the big game, where we have played 54 out of the 150 hands.
I knew he was weak, but he knew I was weak, and I'm sick of him knowing and then beating me. So this time I said, all right, let's just play a pot.
There's been like 5 minutes of just complete BS going back and forth. You keep changing your hands.
No,
and-
this time it's true. I had a jack, and I thought I was good, and then I thought the king wasn't good, and it was good for him, and I think I was right.
The king was good for me, but you were already beat.
Oh, you had king jack, or king queen, or some stupid hand like that.
Some stupid hand like that.
Yeah.
Which hand you beat before the flop?
So what? You still have to flop a pair.
So, raise, re-raise, re-raise. Neither of us had an ace or a pair or anything in
That's
our
so
hands.
crazy.
And you still got lucky. You just don't realize
You just
it.
don't see that nowadays.
Huh? Huh?
He said that's crazy.
Eugene limps.
Look, he just limped in because he knows we're not going anywhere.
Daniel's
So
in.
funny.
Terrifying
Wow.
him, I'm sure.
Check.
Phil checks.
Well, he knows one of us might re-raise him.
Anyone else sense the condescension from Donnie Stern?
Trey king 6. Daniel checks.
I have to bet 1,400. See if I can get by Katchalov one time.
Phil's got middle pair, and it's good.
Katchalov with a gut shot.
That's so sick. You always have it?
It.
Daniel folds. so 2 to the turn.
Honestly, I'm not sure how I have to play this hand. This is very interesting. She could have like the 4 or 5, right?
Queen of spades.
I guess I have to bet 3,700.
Eugene's more likely to win this with a bluff than he is to make his gut shot.
And then I probably have to check the river.
Don't need to. Eugene folds.
That's what I would have done.
So Phil picks up a pot of more than 8,000, adding to his stash. He is the most profitable player at the table so far, winning more than 63 grand.
On the flip side, in more ways than one, Daniel Stern. These guys couldn't represent the old and new guard anymore, and we see tonight that age is winning out over beauty. Phil won his first bracelet when Donnie was a toddler.
Just hope I don't run out of time.
And Phil's the one who acts like he's always wearing diapers. Phil looking at deuce 8. So he's out. So's the cannon. Daniel Stern, 10-4 suited.
Looks like he's widening his range while on the button.
Raises to 2,800. Prahlad Friedman, 9-8 offsuit. He's gone. So's Katchalov.
Daniel straddled this hand.
He calls.
Daniel figures his ace to be ahead of Donnie's button range, and in this case, he's got Donnie crushed.
The flop, 7-5-9.
It's better than starting with the best hand.
Daniel checks.
Just ace high for Daniel. He's missed completely, but he does have the best hand.
Stern checks as well. 8 of diamonds on the turn.
That 8 puts a 4-card straight on board.
Daniel fires 3,500.
It's a straight bluff from Daniel, but Donnie's turned an open-ender. Donnie's wondering what kinds of holdings Daniel would defend with. Also wondering how many of those holdings contain a 6.
Donnie raises to 11,000.
I don't like the face you made when you did that at all. I don't like that face. Do you see the face he made when you did that?
Daniel
I
folds.
hate that face. He did the thing.
What is it?
He did it. Give me that face.
He learned his poker face from Lady Gaga.
Well, Donnie Stern's win means he's not at the bottom of the barrel. That space is occupied by the loose cannon, Andre Capella. Remember, he needs to turn a profit to walk away with any cash.
Phil Hellmuth and his pre-flop aggression is the big winner so far. Eugene Cachalot not far behind. Prahlad's got a little profit, but hey, it beats losing.
All right, guys, that's it. Andre, we're gonna have to see you switch gears soon, or you might be out of here. You gotta do it. You're a race car driver.
Now it's time to hit it into high gear.
You could have switched gears there and gone broke, though.
Phil Hellmuth, who said you couldn't play cash games?
Huh?
Who said
Just
that?
like most of the people in the world.
All right, guys, until the cards fly tomorrow, I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game.
For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. See you tomorrow night.
What's up, baby? No, I'm good today.
Yeah,
I'm just
you are.
sick.
You're
I haven't won. I don't think I've won with Ace King in 2 days on this set. But I know one thing, they all call me because they think I have nothing. It's just that I got the hook so far in them, it's a joke.
The preceding was a presentation from PokerStars.com.